hello world. What's up, everybody? Happy Tuesday. I'm back with another car vlog diary, journey to 1,000 units. I'll figure out a name for it, but back with another episode. I got some time in the car, headed to another project, closing it out and just making sure everything is cleaned up and done as expected. So but outside of that, in regards to the journey to 1,000 units, so the 60 unit deal I'm working on is progressing pretty heavily now, which is great. A lot of these deals are kind of hurry up and wait. You know, there's these big milestones that kind of happen that move it forward, and but there's a lot of time in between those milestones, and it's very expensive, as I mentioned. So, but anyway, so on that deal specifically, we got the inspection report back from the bank we're doing a loan assumption on that deal. And for those that don't know, a loan assumption is where you assume the loan of the person you're buying the property from instead of getting a new one. Most like residential purchases are where you go get a new loan and you buy the house from the seller. But assuming the loan is this is very like elementary like version of it, but it's kind of like taking over the payments a little bit. But you're buying the owner out though too. So depending on the situation, if there's equity in the deal, you're buying them out too. And you're stepping into the loan that they already have. Now you have to qualify for this to do this. Like you can't just up and do this if you don't qualify for a loan kind of already. But there's some benefits to it. One being that you get the interest rate that the person already had. So if they bought it in a good interest rate environment, then you get that same interest rate. Right now, in 2025, rates are coming down kind of slow. But the people that bought stuff in 2020 and 2021, when the rates were crazy low, they got better interest rates still. So they want to sell their property. They want you to assume their loan. They also, the benefit for them specifically is that they don't have to pay there's a prepayment penalty. So let's just say that I'm buying a property from somebody who bought theirs in 2021. They bought it in 2021 and they're trying to sell it in 2025. Let's just say they got a 10-year loan though. So the loan doesn't mature until 2031. Most of these loans come with prepayment penalties, meaning that like if you pay it off before that 10-year period or before whatever the arrangement is, that you have to pay a pretty big fee because the lender is expecting to make money on that interest over that time frame. So they're basically like, well, if you want to cut this time frame shorter, you got to pay us a fee so that we at least make some money. Otherwise, we lend you some money cheaper than we really can. So anyway, that's the benefit for the seller, for the most part, is they don't have to pay a prepayment penalty if you assume their loan, because you're now assuming that obligation as far as the prepayment penalty. Another good thing is if you can assume a loan that is still within its interest-only period. A lot of these loans come with an interest-only period for a certain amount of time that gives you a chance to stabilize the property and have a lower monthly payment while you figure things out, for the first, sometimes up to like 5 to 7 years, depending, on the deal or the whole deal. Some depending on how the deal, you can get all interest only. So the benefit is a lower monthly payment, but the disadvantage is that you're only paying interest. So, when it comes time to sell or whatever, to place a value on the property, you haven't really paid down any of your principal. So that's everything kind of is a double-edged sword, But anyway, so we're doing an assumption on the 60 unit deal that I mentioned. It's in South Atlanta, Metro Atlanta. And then we have another deal that's the 163 units. That's a brand new loan, so it's a little different. But this one specifically, the 60 unit deal, as mentioned, we got the inspection report back yesterday, which can go, multiple ways, but it actually worked out in our favor. When I say our, I mean the buyer side. So it's gonna cause some pain to the seller side, but it is what it is, So basically what happened in the report was, and this is a Freddie Mac loan, so that means an agency loan. Freddie Mac loans are guaranteed, a portion of them or something like that is guaranteed by the government. This is the group that Trump is looking to take public, I believe. Freddie Mac, Fannie Mae. Anyway, so this one's Freddie Mac. So there's certain requirements, I guess is my overall point, about the background of the agency loans and what they're attached to. There's some like legal things that you have to do, and one of them is they only look at deals that are stabilized. If you're getting a new loan with them, they really want you to be at 90% occupancy. If you're lower than 90% occupancy, then they really won't want to give you a loan. Like they'll want you to go find a loan somewhere else. This property has some challenges, which is not a problem. I don't have any issues with properties that have a challenge. The question becomes, how much are you going to sell it to me for? Like, if it has some challenges, then I expect a discount. I expect that to be reflected in the pricing. So I don't have a problem with it. It could honestly be just a piece of land. As long as I'm getting it at the right price, I'm fine with that. It could be a burned down house. It could be a flooded property. It could be a meth house. Honestly, it depends on how much you're going to sell it to me for. If you're going to give it to me, if I'm able to steal it, great. Like you're going to give it to me for a strong discount, then we can make it work. But anyway, this property isn't like that. There's people living here, but it isn't 90% occupied, even though they've agreed to have it 90% occupied before closing. And so far they're doing a good job, like leasing up and things like that. But the inspection report basically says that they have to complete about $150,000 worth of repairs before closing, which is great because I can now adjust my construction budget to not include those things, or at least I don't have to put that into the deal. They're putting it into the deal. They also wanted them to put an additional about $240,000 in escrow at closing as a credit to the buyer side, which is me, my side, and my partners. And so they not only have to make $150,000 worth of repairs, which includes rehabbing 8 down units that are not operable. They have to bring them online is what they call, but bring them up to be like rent ready. And then some other things around there. There's some issues that I planned on dealing with anyway. But the good thing is that now they have been kind of forced a little bit by the bank to do these things, because they should have already been in play. Like, these things shouldn't be the case. Your property should maintain a certain standard of repair, so these things were deferred repairs, which is like pushed off into the past. Into the future, sorry. And anyway, so that's a big win. So they have to put up $400,000 towards the renovation. Like, I only really plan to put up about $600,000 total towards the repairs and the work that needed to be done. So now I get to decrease my budget, where the money that I'm putting in, let's just say it stays at 600 proportionally, then I can reduce it to 200,000. That means I need $400,000 less than I thought that I needed. So that's a big win in this deal. I'm very happy with that. And we'll probably negotiate for them to just leave it as a credit. I don't really want them to do the work, because it's like somebody doing work to a rental that they're leaving. It's like they're just trying to cover up. They're not really trying to fix things. It's like, I just want to get my security deposit back. So I need to make it look good enough to get my security deposit back, not like to actually fix it for the long term. So I would prefer that they just leave it all as a credit to us at closing, and then I can go and do the work. As mentioned, we have a completely separate construction arm, a general contracting arm. This is what we do. So that's what I'll shoot for. But if they don't agree with that, then yeah, they can do the $150,000 and leave the $240 at closing, because that's what the bank told them to do, and that's who they're obligated to. So like I said, that was a big win in that situation. Made the deal better for myself and my investors and my partners. So that's always great when you have a deal already kind of under wraps, but then it gets even better. It's like, oh man, that's great. And it's possible that there's some things that come up that make it challenging or whatever, that cancel this out. But we're looking real good right now on this particular deal. We a quick rundown of, like I said, 60 units. The average rents right now are $1,200. The new leases are coming in at $1,350 average, so already about $140 bump, $50 bump. Just from, and we haven't even done anything. We do plan to redo the outside, like paint all the buildings. Also, we're going to put a dog park out there. We're going to revamp the playground. It's just kind of dust. Nobody plays on it. It's just, you can tell it hasn't been used in a long time. Try to create a little bit more like common space. There's really none right now. We're going to clean up the mail area. Just kind of, we're going to spruce it up. We're going to spruce it up and get it some more curb appeal, get a new sign outside with some light shining on it, so people know where it's at and can see it. But 60 units, like I said. We for our partners, we're looking, and only for accredited investors, by the way. And I spoke about that last video about what an accredited investor is. But our investors are looking at a 7%. Actually over 7%, sorry, a little over 7% cash on cash return, starting immediately. It's already, stabilized. We'd like to get it more stabilized, but it is cash flowing. They have a 4.5% interest rate that we're able to tap into, and we're going to refinance within 3 years after we do this work to it. It's going to take us about 6 to 9 months to do our work to it. And then we're going to, continue to lease it up. It's already about 87% occupied. We just want to get it up to 90 minimum, shoot for 95, refinance and pull out most of our investors' money and give it back to them. And then we're going to stay in the deal. We're looking at a 10-year hold, but, if we can just refinance again in another 7 years, then I don't see why we wouldn't do that and just hold on to the asset. So that's kind of the game plan there. And these are 60 units. Most of them are townhomes, which are great, that have garages, which is not normal, in that area for apartments. So I think that helps us to stand out. Plus, they're larger, being townhomes with 2 levels. Not all of them, but I think 70% of them are townhomes. The other 30% are regular apartments, but it still has that like kind of residential vibe to it, as opposed to like a real apartment vibe, which I think is good. To stand out if you want, like peace and quietness and things like that, or you want to feel more like you live in the country. But anyway, so that deal is going well. On another note with that deal, we've started doing, we started our meta campaign as of yesterday, specifically for that deal. We had to get all our paperwork in order, all the legal stuff. As I mentioned on a previous one, We did get that done. So we're now, doing meta campaign and online campaign to generate interest, and talk with people that are interested in what we're doing, specifically in multifamily, affordable housing. Most of the partners that we work with are investors. They are looking for a return on their money, but they're also looking to make an impact. So there's like a double return there. Like you could just go and just do any type of deal. You can buy a stock, you can, I don't know, commodities, anything, and try to make money. But in this situation, it's not only about making money. It's about, like, and not to be super cliche, but it's true, about making a difference, about providing an important, vital aspect of our society, which is housing, which we all know is a major issue for a lot of people right now, is housing. So I really don't know a bigger issue, to be honest with you. It may be, I may be biased because I'm in real estate. I do get that, but I think that housing is the most important thing. Like, even if you look at like the hierarchy of needs, and if you look at something like Survivor, it's like the first thing that you need to look for is shelter. Because you need somewhere to put your food, you need somewhere to rest, you need shelter. You need shelter from external threats. Before you do the other things, you need shelter to do them. So I truly believe that housing is the most important topic that really isn't being spoken about as much as it should be. But anyway, so yeah, that's what we're doing. And we started the campaign, and it's going well. Got a lot of interest. We got to get through everything, obviously. Have conversations with the people that have responded. Jeez, it's a lot of traffic. I also gotta push them through the funnel or what have you, and just see where we gotta close at the end of the day. So generating interest, getting leads is great, but you definitely gotta close, and that is what we're working on. But right now, great amount of interest. We're trying out different creative, just trying to figure out how to work Meta. I've heard it's changed a lot over the past, I would just say this year, in terms of some of the AI and stuff they're implementing to make it harder to run ads for some reason, or maybe make it easier. I don't know. But yeah, so those are the quick updates that I have. I think that I'm gonna do an underwriting session on another deal that I'm looking at tomorrow. I'll do that tomorrow, most likely, for the content, and just go through a deal. One important thing about being in this is you got to keep your pipeline full. Like, you can't stop. It's like hunting. It's like you caught something. It's like, great, okay, that's only gonna last so long. Like you're gonna need to catch something else. So you got to kind of time things and do it in the right sequence, or else by the time you I finished the 60 unit deal, and then I got to start all the way from scratch. So I like to keep a staggered sequence going of things that are being set up, because commercial real estate deals take a lot of time to close. They take a lot of time to close. It can be as short as 2 months if you got the perfect situation set up, but it could be as long as 9 months to a year as well. So and they're big deals, so everybody benefits a lot. It makes sense. You make your salary, a good salary within that time, if not better, at once. When it closes or whatever. Even the brokers, but it's still a long time in between, and deals fall apart too. So it's you don't want to wait 9 months and then something happens and, you know, you're not able to close for whatever reason, like the title is, something happens with the title, the seller dies. You know, I deal with, most of these people are older, so they have health issues, and that happens. So anyway, you know, that's why I like to keep a staggered kind of sequence going. And this deal that I'll be underwriting is one that I'm looking at to possibly do after the 163 unit deal. That one's going to take some time because it got the government involved in it. And while the government incentives are great, they do not move quickly. They have their processes, and they have to go to all their boards, and they have to present it to the this and the that, and it has to be approved by a good amount of people. So they take time for that reason, but the incentives are like really good. You know, like a tax exemption or grant or whatever you want to, you know. Oh man, I'm kind of out here. But anyway, yeah, so that's a quick update on what I got going on. Tomorrow I'll do the underwriting session so we can see, and it won't be a full-fledged underwriting. It'll be like a medium like level. I've already done back of the napkin on this deal. I've already went to go see it. Now I need to like kind of make it a little bit more granular to make sure I'm not missing anything, that I'm seeing it correctly. And after that, then I'll go a little deeper and get like updated financials from the seller, and then confirm the underwriting I do tomorrow with like a more detailed level underwriting. So this will probably take about 15 minutes to do. I already kind of have a model and a template set up. So anyway, enough of me ranting about commercial real estate today. Hopefully I haven't bored you guys too much. I'm kind of a nerd for it. I like doing it. So yep, if you got any questions, any thoughts, anything like that, please let me know. Hopefully everybody's doing okay. I know we got this shutdown going on, and we got a lot happening in the world. But I just try to keep moving and stay positive, and I would suggest you do the same as well. And just, keep in mind that keep God first, and keep in mind that God is, first in terms of being in control. So that always gives me peace when things look kind of crazy. But so appreciate you guys. Signing off. See you next time.